Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Champions of the Fog. My name is SgtFidget, first time shoutcasting for Champions of the Fog. Very, very excited to be here, and we are joined today by the wonderfully talented, amazing, arguably the best clown main on Twitch, Sir Gannicus. How are you today, my friend?
SgtFidget, I am so freaking good. I'm excited to see what's going on today. It's so good to be here next to you, and your first time ever. Won't be your last, of course, to be with you.
So I was supposed to have my first shoutcasting for COTF a couple weeks ago, but because of the Xbox issues, the games ended up being postponed. So we are making the big debut today. And originally, when I signed up, or when Guildspire asked me to do this, I thought I was going to be solo casting. So it's great that not only do I have someone to cast with, but someone I know. Mr. Gannicus himself. It is a pleasure to have you here, and I'm excited to be watching Cerebral Assassins versus SampleTex on Azarov's resting place. And why am I forgetting the second map? What is it? Gannicus, what is it?
I think that's what we got Geezer out here for, because I forgot it as well.
Hold on here. I got it right here. Hold on. It's
Blood
here.
Lodge.
Blood Lodge. Thank you.
Blood Lodge.
At least someone here knows what we're doing. I just make this shit up as I go. All right. Where's the... Here we go. Bring Gannicus' beautiful face back. Wait.
By the way.
Yep.
Dashi added you, if you can accept that.
I will do that right now. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Friends. Dashi, we are now confirmed best friends. So SampleTex will be up first. I was watching SampleTex's game from last week when I was having my morning coffee, and they were playing a Deathslinger match. Now, as we all found out earlier this week, Deathslinger is receiving himself a little bit of a nerf in the upcoming mid-chapter update. Let me switch over to Killer here. There we go. SampleTex last week was making some really great quick scopes with Deathslinger, but going forward, they're not going to be able to necessarily do that as quickly anymore, as he will receive a penalty for aiming down sights and letting go, similar to what they originally did with Pyramid Head last year. If you remember when Pyramid Head first came out, he was able to hold his M2 in and instantly let go. In M1, the poor survivors, kind of like a die or die situation. And as a Pyramid Head main, it was one of those things where I was sad to see it, but I understood at the same time.
Man, I missed that Pyramid Head Fidget. That was a lot of fun. I don't know this nerf with good old Deathslinger. It's gonna get some getting used to, and I think people are gonna play Deathslinger a little bit different. You know, IRP, my quick scopers out there.
Absolutely.
But we'll see what happens with that.
I think it'll be I personally haven't played the PTB myself this week, so everything I've heard is just from watching other people play. But I think for a lot of survivors out there, this will be a happy nerf for them, as I play a lot of Killer, I play a lot of Survivor, but when I see Deathslinger in his current state, I decide to have a little nap in between all the games. I get that. It's like I said earlier, it's die or die. So it'll be great to see him adjusted a little bit to hopefully have even just a smidge. Oh. No, in order to access content, a network connection is required. Oh. Did Steam just go down? Nope. I might need to restart. Let me see what happens here.
Any other way that we blame it on Steam, no matter what, right?
It's always Steam's fault. I've never done anything wrong. I don't believe in doing things wrong. It's a waste of time. Okay, we're back in. I'm gonna need another invite from Dashi. That was weird. Hopefully that's not a sign of things going. I might be able to just join on up. Dashi, join party. Beautiful. I'm coming back. So we're seeing here Jacoby, who I believe is a new member of Cerebral Assassins. This could be the debut of Jacoby. Cannot start. Yeah, that's fine.
I think you're right about that.
We've all, I think maybe a few people got kicked because I know we had 4 survivors here before, but we seem to be down someone. I hope it's not DBD server issues this morning. I'm seeing Steam died.
Fault.
So we'll give them a few minutes, maybe get back in here, let people reset. They might have to readjust their perks since they got kicked out of the game here. Now, Gannicus, with Blood, sorry, not Blood Lodge, Azeroth's resting place. If you, and we just lost another person. If you were killing on Azeroth's resting place, who would you bring into the match today?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say my Mimi sub would always bring Clown, but that can't.
That
be done
is the correct answer. The only answer was Clown.
Honestly, so last week someone brought Wraith into one of our matches, and I really thought it was probably their own doing, but I said Wraith and they brought in Wraith. And so if I say Clown and someone brings Clown, I don't know what I'll do. But anyways, this is going to be an interesting matchup, right? Because you're game one, you're trying to set the pace, you're trying to get a little bit of I guess fear into the Cerebral Assassins if you're killing first, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think you kind of got to go your A tier, your S tier base kind of killer, and really set a baseline to what you want to accomplish in today, you know. And you can't do the Mimi or anything like that. I mean I could even see maybe a doctor come out, you know. You of course you don't want to use all your S tier killers like your nurses or spirits or anything like that, but
absolutely,
maybe a doctor, maybe a huntress, things like that.
The thing about Azeroth's resting place, and it's very similar with Suffocation Pit, with the way the map is designed. If the killer plays their cards correctly, they can very easily 3-gen, and depending on the RNG spawn, even 4-gen the survivors and get them in a very, very rough situation. Having played Azeroth's resting place both a lot in pubs and even in competitive matches, me personally, on a match like this, if I don't want to burn an S tier killer, I'm bringing Demogorgon.
You're bringing Demogorgon. I would love to see Demogorgon too. Demogorgon, when you have a nice 3 or 4-gen, it's almost game over with Demi. They're like that. Being able to control just the battlefield all throughout with just going through portals everywhere. Oh my goodness, I have had some beautiful 3-gens with Demogorgon on this map.
Someone asked me in my chat yesterday who I think is an underrated killer, and I thought about it for a moment, and I said I don't think he's underrated in the sense that people don't think he's good, but I don't think people realize how with Demogorgon in the right hands, setting up those portals like you mentioned can be absolutely devastating for survivors. If Demogorgon right away goes, okay, here's where I'm protecting, these are the gens that I want, put my portals down, you have constant tracking, you know where they're going. And especially if you're getting some survivors in there early and with his shred breaking those pallets, potentially creating a big dead zone, Demogorgon's my go-to. I love my demo.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned, if you break pallets and you have a dead zone against demo, that is, and you have a 3 to 4-gen situation with a dead zone, like you are in so much trouble with Demogorgon that he will eat you up.
And
big time.
We have seen with maps like Azeroth or Gashaven and all of them, depending on the RNG, sometimes behavior says, hey, right from the get-go, this entire half of the map, you get nothing. You'll get like one little lawn chair over here, maybe a burning trash bin over here, but that's it. You don't get pallets, you don't get tiles. Just figure it out, survivors. Figure it out.
Sometimes RNG can be cruel mistress.
As they say, nurse outdated, spirit overrated, long have we waited, demo activated. Tragically, as many of us know now, by around mid-November, I believe November 17th is the day, Demogorgon and Stranger Things will be leaving Dead by Daylight. So if you have not purchased the Stranger Things DLC, I encourage you to buy it right now.
Yeah,
Right
absolutely.
now. It'll be sad for all the new players coming in who will not be able to access the Demogorgon. But we'll see. We will see who SampleText brings for their first match against Cerebral Assassins. I think having watched a lot of CA, having played with CA and having watched a lot of SampleText, I've been trying to watch a lot of the games in between to prepare for today. I think we're in for a great series of matches here in Champions of the Fog.
I agree, Fidget. I know last week CA took their loss and won, one-on-one right now, and they're looking for a little bit of redemption, right? You want to go into a week. All that matters is really these games, right?
Absolutely.
So you kind of take it one day at a time. You're bringing in a new survivor, so that's also going to be a little bit interesting. I know they've practiced, they've done their things, but how does that affect real game strategy? You know what I mean? Somebody new coming in, the comp's got to be 100%.
I'm going to interrupt quickly just to tell you that builds are good.
All right. I will switch over and we will jump into this first game.
And if you want to go ahead and send in a lobby chat and tell them that they're good to go.
We are good to go. Good luck. Have fun. Switch to spectator. Hit spectate. Do not hit continue. Do not hit continue. I have made that mistake before when I've hosted a tournament of my own over the summer, loading into a match, just not paying attention, click continue, and unfortunately accidentally revealed the killer for it was Milkshake Mafia at the time. Whoops.
Hey, four people loved you for that.
Coincidentally, that one guy D was on that team at the time. So yeah, they owe me. They owe me.
That's awesome, man. No, but really, like we were talking about the Fidget, it's going to be interesting to see how a new survivor with the comms, with everything, with the pressure, how they do,
I believe Jacoby is out to prove himself today and show Cerebral Assassins, yeah, you made the right call bringing me on board.
Absolutely.
I'm predicting a 5-gen run for Jacoby right now. Anything else, get them off the team. Unacceptable.
Yeah, so if they do a 5-gen run, I think there's things that we got to say about that one, dude.
They're gonna make hit spectate. I will hit the spectate. I will. Fidge, stop cheating. No, I need to cheat. If I don't cheat, I won't win, Osaka. I do what I have to do, my friend. It's not about playing fair. It's about winning here at Champions of the Fog.
Eddie Guerrero said it best, cheat, lie, steal. Let's go.
Exactly. All right, and we are loading in. It is match time. We're going to switch on over to our gameplay scene here. Hopefully I have the perk blocker set up in the right spot. We'll find out right now. If I reveal the perks accidentally, Gannicus, it's your fault.
I'm going to blame it on Steam. I want to pass that on to Steam.
That's fair. Steve, way to go. Or Steam? Whoever. It's just not our fault.
Steve,
We're innocent.
Steven, whoever.
We have never done anything wrong. It's fine. Good luck to all the teams today. Excited to see who SampleText brings in this first match of Cerebral Assassins versus SampleText here on Azeroth's resting place.
I'm getting chills.
I'm literally saying the word spectate over and over again in my brain right now. Spectate. Nailed it.
Oh, and twins.
We are seeing the twins from Dashi, a very oppressive killer in the right hands of potential, a lot of slug potential. And we are seeing, there's a 4-gen setup over here. Not a split corrupt, but immediately going to, maybe a bit of a lag spike there. Sending out Victor early on. Are we seeing maybe hiding through corrupt intervention to wait it out? A popular strategy you see a lot in competitive Dead by Daylight. But no, they are all found. And this is that one guy D going to be taking Victor for the beginning of this match. And we are finding 3, if not all 4 survivors gathered up there.
That was a beautiful leap because it revealed so many survivors around that one guy D. That was awesome.
Oh, and D getting caught out of position. This could be a down and a very early down on that one guy D. And as we are seeing, basement not in the main building is going to be in shack across the board here. And actually we're fine.
You know, it's crazy to see that when you play that corrupt intervention, if you get it down and a hook in the first 30 seconds like that just happened, you are pumped up. Like literally, corrupt isn't even, it's more almost halfway there. And now you can unleash Victor again on these people.
And we're getting an unhook here on that one guy D by, I think it's Osako getting that unhook. But as you just said, a hook in the corrupted zone, this could be a very rough start for Cerebral Assassins.
And that's what kind of corrupted does, you know, is that there's no real gens around this area. So it's a fantastic area to hook somebody because you know they're going to try to get their person as quickly as possible. That was a very fast unhook.
And we're seeing a life play from that one guy D, but unfortunately the power of Victor, not enough, getting right back down. And Osaka was coming in for a kick, I do believe, but was not able to get there in time. We're seeing the first gen pop on Shack's side of this map. Keep in mind, there are still 4 gens, a potential 4 gen on main side.
Man, Osaka was gonna kick that Victor like it was a freaking soccer goalie. That was insane. But Victor escaped. Holy smokes.
Now, are we going to see a DS play out of, or maybe he's just going to leave the slug for now, maybe trying to avoid potentially getting DS very early in this game.
This is kind of that mind game, right? As a killer that you have where you're like, okay, you know, do I get D down or do I keep him there just in case he has a decisive? But I think it was a great play by our killer.
You have to, especially with, or this early in the game, you have to make the choice. Do I want to eliminate the DS now, or do I want to leave him slug and maintain some really great pressure that Dashi has going on here? And we're seeing the heal on Osaka. Scuba Steve still injured though after getting hit with Victor. Charlotte in hot pursuit of Steve, potentially going for a second. Oh, and getting through the window, but will it be enough? We're gonna see a dead hard to the window. Oh, we're setting up Victor.
Yeah, this is a spicy situation right now for Victor. He gets this down. D's still down. No one has picked up D yet, so I'm very surprised about this.
Oh, and a great dodge by Steve, but not getting the kick, and bull potential. Oh, missed again. Steve
Double miss.
Not going for the kick this time, just getting out of dodge, but that speed of Victor catching up to Steve so quickly. Steve might be going for a pallet. Oh, and a third miss, but can't get in for the kick in time. And that right there is the famous Victor hitbox, where if you missed by 180 degrees, don't worry about it. You still go down because Victor.
Got a huge hitbox. It's the size of his sister Charlotte, actually.
He's like a little Demogorgon. Speaking of Demogorgon earlier.
If only Demo had that hitbox.
I think since Demo is being removed from the store, they should make it so if Demo even just swings, he just guarantees a hit. Because
he just goes down.
Demo is the goodest of boys. Oh, and Steve with an unbreakable play, potentially. Oh, there's a soul. I have to assume the way Steve was hanging around, like this is a soul guard.
He wanted that soul guard big time.
He did. He wanted that value. And now Charlotte switching over to Victor. We saw another gen pop. I believe that was Shack's side. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where I saw it. And Steve going down. Killer needs a third gen popping. Killer needs to get another hook here. Hopefully get it. We already know that the unbreakable play has already been done, so there'll be no more unbreakables on Steve here. And
you know what Scuba Steve has done, Fidget, is awesome because Cerebral Assassins was in a little spicy situation and they've been able to pop out 3 gens that quick.
They were, but I think as we're seeing here, the original 4 gen is still in play. Oh, and the pickup. Was that it for the people?
Yes.
Oh.
And he knows.
A fantastic for the people play by Jacoby. Jacoby leaving their name on this first match here. And as you are seeing, there is a 4 gen forming here. And D getting spotted. We're gonna
Jacoby proving
there should be a hit here. Yes, an M1 hit here. All 4 survivors injured. This is the perfect time to to break out Victor. This is where the slugging can happen and where the power of the twins can instantly turn a match around. But unfortunately, we are seeing Steve get healed up. What will Victor go for here?
Honestly, you got to stay in this side. You got to stay in this side and see that you have a nice, beautiful 4-gen. You just don't leave this area. You try to get as many downs as you can.
There's no leaving here. All 4 gens over here, all the survivors over here, Charlotte and Victor are going nowhere.
Absolutely. You're seeing a lot of pressure right now. You know there's 2 survivors over here. So, and our killer is going to the right side.
I have to wonder now, Osaka choosing not to take Victor hostage. And we should be seeing a down here on Osaka, probably waiting on a dead heart, I believe they were. And immediately picking up, going for their second hook. 3 gens gone. And going for the second hook here. And everyone healed back up, taking away a lot of the pressure potential from the twins here on Azeroth's resting place.
Right, but at this point, you don't. I mean, you're a killer. You don't really care about that. You really just care about the pressure you're gonna do to these 4 gens.
Absolutely. Getting a hit here on that one guy D and sending out Victor. Could it be a quick down on D? And D does go down. Osaka with a deliverance play. Oh, hit, even though I have to assume that is some sort of server decent, getting in the locker, but still taking the hit. And we see here this gen on the left being worked on by both Steve and Jacoby, and a miss on Victor. Unfortunately, not able to get that kick in on Victor. So Jacoby will be taking care of Victor for the time being. Survivors gradually trying to work through these gens. Constant pressure, but once again, very little. Ooh, what's this?
Oh my goodness, what a great play by Steve.
Fantastic.
In that locker, wow.
I have to assume Osaka trying to bait a DS, and as we're seeing that broken status wear off from Deliverance, DS, if on Osaka, no longer in play.
Absolutely, that was a very cheeky locker right there. Trying to bait our killer to choose Osaka instead of Scuba Steve. A lot of pressure right here, though. There's still those 4 gens. Oh!
Going for the firecracker, but Victor saying, sit down, not interested in your celebrations today. And now Victor leaving the slug once again. Oh, could we be seeing a 3rd hook here on the Nancy?
This is a smart play if you are Dashy. Just hook them right there. You have your 4-gen out. This is great.
And this is what I was mentioning before about the pressure potential on Azeroth's resting place. A hook, 4 gens here. Twins in a very potential strong position right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to be slugging with your twins. You have your gens. You have everybody around here. This is, I mean, we'll see what happens.
And a hit on Jacoby and Osaka getting rescued at the same time by Steve. Could we be seeing the tunnel here to bring it down to a 3v1 situation, choosing not to go after Nancy and instead pursuing the Steve?
Yeah, they went after Steve coming back. I wonder if they know that somebody's around him.
We can hear the Nancy and see, oh, maybe choosing not to go after the Nancy and instead get back on these gens. Victor coming back now. Will we see Victor come out for a potential slug effect here?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was a play, but this is why I'm not a professional killer, because I think I would have just camped out the Nancy.
Oh, in the long distance pounds. Beautiful, beautiful by Dashy.
That was an awesome pound. Holy smoke. Scuba Steve now down. They still have their 4 gens over here.
Oh, and everyone is in. The patience. Oh, but not enough in the last second. Oh, and the kick cancel.
Oh my goodness, Fidget. That was insane.
Oh my god, again. These poor survivors.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
Finally.
and the game over. Once the macro comes into play, it's game over. The killer's just DC at that point.
Holy smokes, that was some awesome Victor play and
That
some
was
good
a great
patience.
back and forth between those two survivors and Victor. And now Dashi pushing one guy D off the gen, giving it a kick and sending out Victor once again. That's the thing with Victor. Even if he gets kicked, it's only a 6-second penalty before Victor is right back into it.
Absolutely, man. That's what I love, though.
What the? Was that like a nurse blink right through the Claudette? I am shocked that did not hit.
That must have been dead hard, right?
Oh, it could have been a dead. Oh, and going down. Will they get the pickup in time here? That gen's still regressing.
Was it Osaka that had For the People as well?
I think it was Jacoby who used For the People. I believe.
I just want to quickly add there was no For the People, by the way.
Oh.
Jacoby had Victor on.
Oh, is that what it was? It's my first day. I just work here.
It's okay, Fidget. I work here too.
It's Steam's fault, remember?
Yes, Steam fault.
Yeah, it's Steam's
Absolutely.
fault. Oh, and those.
Oh, man.
Those, you gotta love those lingering hit boxes on the slow and medium vaults there. This will be the end for Osaka, if I am mentally keeping track of all these hooks correctly. And that gen finally popping now down to the final 3 gens as Osaka is taken out of this game.
And really, that gen popping was probably your best thing to do as if you're a Dashi. You don't really care about that one. You set up a nice little 3. I mean, it's not the best 3 gen, but it's a 3 gen that you'll love.
It's a good 3 gen, a very strong 3 gen for Dashi here. And we see all these gens are almost completely, if not completely, regressed. Survivor's gonna have to pull out some real great split pressure here and keep the twins busy. Oh, was that like a vault cancellation? That was strange.
Yeah, that was really strange, but it looks like Victor just wanted a nice hug from Steve.
Victor's just looking for friends, man.
I totally get that. A lot of pressure right now from Victor, though, and Charlotte right now. It looks like Scuba Steve is trying to get somewhere.
I think Steve might be taking Victor away, but I think it's believe it's 30 seconds is up, and now Victor back in the hands of Charlotte and sending Victor loose here with 2 injured survivors. This could be the slug potential right here. We keep saying it. We're waiting for it. It's what the twins do best.
No, it really is. Being able to get all that pressure.
I will, I see that the perk cover is a little off to the left there. I will fix it after this match. I'll drag it over a little bit. But thank you for the heads up, Slow.
Anyway, with 1 person down, 3 people up, this is where you need to try to get Charlotte away from these gens, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
She has no reason to leave. There's literally no reason to leave. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to gradually work these gens down and hope they can get a 1-off. This is exactly what I was talking about, where the danger of 3-genning on Azeroth is so high. It's so easy to 3-gen if a killer is just deciding to cover one area of this map. You can ignore an entire half of this map if the killer wants to. And look how it's playing out for them. Absolutely.
And what like you said, Fidget, what's happening is you might have 1 person on the gen, but you also have somebody else trying to get the killer away from that place. So basically, with 3 people down, you don't have 3 people working on gens. You have 1 person who's trying to be the sacrifice, the person trying to get Victor away, but that person isn't doing anything.
Exactly. And now with all 3 injured and Victor back to Charlotte, and Victor is out. Victor is out looking for the lunch, but 1 guy D getting healed up. There could be a group heal happening here somewhere. Victor leaving the area a little bit. Oh, we're seeing the blood trail though, and we have found the survivors all grouped up trying to heal. I think 1 guy D trying to block Victor, but Victor getting past, and ooh, I thought he was gonna go for the leap there. Missing Steve, dodging the Victor. I don't think that's gonna be a kick by the Claudette though. This would be a great time, honestly, with 2 survivors over here for one of these survivors to sneak back over and get... I think Steve was taking bait there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You have 3 survivors on that side, so there's no gens being done in Charlotte on this side. I mean, and oh wow, what a freaking heal over there.
We saw, I thought it was oh no, all three of them are still
All 3
over
of them,
here.
yep.
So now we have fully reset the match. And now these 3 survivors have to work their way back over to where those 3 gens are.
Right, this might be a really good big brain play, seeing if Charlotte will choose one of them to go after while the other 2 sneak back in there and try to do a gen. Bet Charlotte's saying, and Dashy's saying, no, come to me.
Which is the smart play. Killer has no reason to leave, right? So you want to get these gens done? You come to me. I'm not going to you.
Absolutely, a beautiful counter brain play right there. Is instead of chasing someone, is going, no, this is my zone. You come.
And once again, we're seeing Victor latch on to Jacoby. And one guy D being spotted on the gen over here, lithing around the tile. And we'll be taking an M1 here from Charlotte. We're kind of a consistent back and forth here.
Yeah, it's a huge back and forth.
Almost at like a stalemate here. Some injures, gradual progress in the gen, heals, gen regress, back to square one. And as we're seeing here, oh, you've been spotted between that gen and the rock.
Really, it comes down to that: who makes that little mistake, right? Is it going to be Charlotte or is it going to be survivors first?
Now, interestingly enough, we saw that one guy D crouching there, but Killer deciding to go for Steve instead of the injured Nia.
Yeah, I wonder if our killer just wants to get everybody hurt.
It could be, but at the same time, you want to get some hook pressure here going, so you can try to get another one of these survivors out of this match. Because as of right now, 2 survivors haven't been hooked at all. And now that one guy D getting healed, and we're right back to where we were for the millionth time of this match.
It's just interesting to see. Someone's going to budge, Fidget. Someone's going to say, okay, enough.
And as we just saw, a full heal. One guy D taking Victor, and everyone is healed once again. And Steve, I believe, being seen, yes, being caught working this corner gen.
It's always a pressure.
It's always a gamble trying to decide which direction to go when you're at Pride Rock like that as a survivor.
Absolutely. And sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't pay off.
It does not. It does not, because there's just so many options for the killer to take there. Will we see it? And all 3 survivors are
oh my goodness
once again.
This is a stalemate. This is the survivors going, okay, you wanna play that game? We'll just wait here for you. But if you're Dashy right now, taking Scuba Steve down is great, but at the same time, this is fun to watch this kind of stalemate.
I think I need some popcorn here. I feel like this is like the extended edition of Lord of the Rings. This match, we're here for the long haul.
And you saw Scuba Steve trying to bait the killer again.
But Dash is saying, I know what you're doing, Steve. I'm heading back to my 3 gens.
Absolutely. He's standing next to a pallet, going around doing his 360s and good stuff. And Dash is just looking at him like, nah, not today, dude.
And Scuba Steve now healed back. All 3 survivors at full health. Let's see what Victor can do this time around. Probably finding all 3 survivors over on this. We're seeing Steve. We're seeing Nia. Where's Claudette?
Probably still over there as well. Now, ooh.
We see
Claudette.
Now people are asking in chat, is there a timeout option? I genuinely don't know. My assumption is no, but don't take that as fact, because I genuinely have no idea if there is a time limit on matches. I was never informed of that. I don't think this is a very common thing to see such a constant back and forth between survivors and killers like this.
I mean, this was set up really well. You have 3 survivors left. You have 3 gens on the other side. You have twins who just constant pressure, fast as hell, and then yeah, this is a good stalemate.
So now once again, Scuba Steve injured and one guy D taking Victor. We could be seeing a down here. We know one guy D was running light, so there's no chance of a dead party and a down. Will we go for the hook though? We will. We will finally get our 5th hook of this match of Cerebral Assassins versus Sample Text.
And you see Dashy trying to get as close as he can to that 3-gen. Absolutely.
A smart play. Like I said, we don't want to go too far away from our 3 gens here. Hooking as close as you can. Oh, we're seeing a lot of progress on this gen. Claudette was able to sneak over. It looked like about 70% of that gen, I believe. 75% of that gen looked like it was getting completed there.
Yeah, Claudette, what a sneaky play to do. That working on that gen, getting to the 70, and now if Victor doesn't get somebody down, they could go back to that gen.
And you have to admire the patience of Dash there, not trying to go for too quick of pounces with Victor and paying off very well for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's just about back to controlling. That was a very fast unhook, by the way, Fidget.
Very fast unhook, and now the full heal on there. I missed if that was D's first or second hook. I was too caught up in the action.
It was the second hook.
It was the second hook, so that one guy D on death hook then.
But yeah, that was a very fast unhook by our survivor team.
And we're seeing we have to wonder if Steve is going to try and bait this gen over here while they sneak back over and work that gen that wasn't kicked, so still sitting at a healthy 70%-ish progress on this gen.
Absolutely, and this is where you kind of have to tell your, D and Jacoby, hey, try to get that other gen while I try to
exactly
loop the killer. But right now, Dashy's too smart.
Oh, this gen's almost done. This gen's about to pop. Oh, and one guy D just taking Victor, trying to get that gen. You have to believe it's so close. It's so close. And Charlotte realizing this and going back just to make sure this gen regresses a little bit.
Yeah, that was a great play.
That was a fantastic play, just trying to get that final gen out. I thought Steve might be over on the other gen trying to split the pressure here, but I think they're going for another full reset here. Playing it slow, but playing it smart.
The interesting thing is that they were very close to really breaking this 3-gen, and now going to the other side and, resetting kind of also helps our killer reset their gens as well.
Absolutely. There was no pop goes the Weasler, so the decline is going to be very gradual, but hey, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And now D with another down. At this point, somebody might just die from getting down the Fidget.
And I'm just taking a look around here. I think I saw one of the doors behind the main building there. Not sure where the second door, if it's on this side or if everything is on that 3-gen side.
Yeah, I'm not sure too.
We are seeing it right there.
Again.
So the door is right by the truck over there. So we do have split doors here, which could, if the survivors are able to get this gen done, could at least secure a potential 2 out here. Maybe even a 3 out if played correctly.
Absolutely. Having those split doors really helps out.
Seeing about, I think I saw about 20-25% progress on this gen. So it's still this one gen by Pride Rock. As you can see, they're still slowly regressing, but without something like Pop or Ruin, it's not as quick as Dashy would probably like it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That one, unfortunately, it's gonna be a slow pace, and we got Scuba Steve trying to bait our killer again.
Someone getting caught here. Claudette getting caught, and Victor's killer instinct. Trying to, and it worked, trying to confuse the Victor and not getting that kick. And though we have to hope one guy D is on this gen over here. They are. We is no longer regressing. Now can the other 2 survivors sneak over and get this final gen popped? I think I see Steve or someone working this gen again, going for that split pressure.
a lot of pressure right now on Charlotte to which gen is she going to touch, basically.
This is the one you got to protect. Someone's on the other side of it. Oh, it must be at 99. It has to be. The way Steve is trying to bait this. And just kicking it in his face.
I am loving just the cheeky plays by Dashi and the survivors here.
That's something I do when I'm playing Survivor. I like to run adrenaline. The amount of times I have sat by a gen at 99 and just waited for the killer to come over to hit me just so I can pop it. I'm that Survivor.
And you know, just a great play by Dashi. Now knowing that Scuba Steve has adrenaline.
And the final gen is
Oh,
finally popped 5,000 years into this match. We are now down to the end game here with 3 survivors up and 2 split doors. This is where Dashi's really gonna have to bring it home if they want to pull in a victory for Sample Text.
Yeah, Fidget, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas now that it's December 24th.
And a Happy New Year to you, my friend.
What a way to wait it out, not crumble under pressure, and just really be able to bait our killer into doing what they wanted to do, which is a split pressure.
And before this match is even over, I just want to say everyone in this match played this so well between the survivors and the killer. The slow, gradual pressure from both teams was spot on. Great resets, great pressure from the twins, and now we're seeing a down. Oh, and we just saw, I don't know if twins noticed it, but the hatch was right there by that door as well. And I believe this is going to be first hook for Scuba Steve.
Yeah, at this moment, what you're trying to do now as a killer is try to bait them to get it, but to try to unhook Scuba.
Or will they just leave Scuba and take the 2 out here on the other side of the map? And the great
That's what I would do.
The great thing about twins here, Victor can go to one door and Charlotte can go to the other. And Claudette getting healed, but not enough time to heal that one guy D. And D is going down. And Claudette immediately on the pickup on that one guy D.
Holy smokes, that was a great play. Because now they have to, if they want this out, they got to heal D back up. And it looks like it's not going to happen.
There was a missed skill check there. And now one thing we don't have to worry about is Noed, as Noed is not allowed in this tournament, which is probably a nice breather. Oh, are we seeing it? Are we seeing it? Is this the slugging that we've been waiting for? I think this might be it. I think this is it. With the miss, and he gets the kick in, and that should give him enough. Oh, but
what a play!
Will he be able to get D up, or will this be game over? Oh, and just like that, like we mentioned earlier, the 6-second penalty, Victor right back into it.
Holy smokes.
And Jacoby going down. This should be GG. What a match. As our good old JR would say, what a slobber knocker.
That was awesome to watch. From Dashi really staying calm, even after that last gen was done, and being able to hook Scuba, get D down, put pressure on Jacoby and get Jacoby down. Wow.
And this will be D's death. And we know the hatch is all the way across map, so no luck for Jacoby here. This will be a 4K by Dashi for Sample Text. A great start to this series here today on Champions of the Fog.
Absolutely, Fidget. I am, oh my goodness. I'm spent, dude. That was awesome.
Wow, wow, wow. GG's to survivors and killer. Well played all around. Well played to everyone. The slow trickle of pressure from everyone there. I genuinely did not know how that match was going to go. That was something.
A lot of twists and turns. I really thought they were going to get 2 out right after the gens were done and Scuba was unhooked, but our killer decided not to camp and keep the constant pressure on him, and is rewarded.
And that's what we kept referring to throughout the match, the pressure slugging potential of the twins, and Dashi at the end game collapse there, bringing it out for the 4K. Incredible performance all around. Did I just make a JR reference? I absolutely did.
Yeah, we love JR here.
We do love JR. Well played, everyone. They're doing rock, paper, scissors for something in the post-game chat. Oh, let me fix this while I am here. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, and hopefully that blocks everything.
I have the score for you if you want it.
Yes, please and thank you.
So Sample Text has 44 and Cerebral Assassins has 20.
44 to 20 for Sample Text. It's still anyone's series here. A fantastic first match to everybody involved. It makes
Also,
Absolutely.
yes.
When you switch to thoughts, when you're switching stream to show the game, wait until after you're fully in lobby so we don't see survivor breaks.
Yeah, way to go, Gannicus.
Damn it, Steam.
That is a
Dang it.
That is a fantastic note. Thank you, thank you.
No problem.
All right, so I will switch over to. Oh, they're gonna have to do a new lobby, but in the meantime, we're gonna sit on my guy Pyramid Head here while we wait. So now it'll be Cerebral Assassins up next, killing. Do we know who's killing for Cerebral Assassins?
I'm trying to find out who's killing first, but it will be Osaka and Running Man.
Osaka and Running Man. Okay. So I'm kind of upset with Cerebral Assassins. You want to know why?
I would love to hear why.
So, oh, yep, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, please tell us.
Right?
So last week, they played both Pyramid Head and Blight, my two main killers, on a tournament that I was not shoutcasting. So more than likely, they won't be playing them today. So the fact that they played my two favorite killers when I wasn't here, I'm almost tempted to disqualify them up front. Now, I don't have the power to do that, but it's fun to think it at least.
I feel like they did that on purpose, Fidget.
Them spiteful Cerebral Assassins. Give me a bottle of water. I'm gonna spit it all over them, Triple H style. Sad with them.
Oh man, dude, that was a great first game. I mean, it's not. You know the crazy thing about that first game though, not unhooking Scuba actually might have helped them out points wise as well.
Sorry, did you say not unhooking Scuba?
Yeah, making sure because if Scuba got unhooked and then got back unhooked, our killer would have got more points.
That is true because there is more points for hook stays opposed to I believe it's 4 per hook stay, but 3 per progression. Correct?
I believe so.
I believe that's what
That is correct.
And it's the kind of the mindset back when I was doing a bit of combat earlier this year, the mindset you got to get in compared to like a normal game of Dead by Daylight where in like a pub game, for example, a certain action may or may not make sense. But in terms of point value, you have to adjust your strategy a little bit to try and starve the other team for points. And I think you're absolutely correct there.
Yeah, and that's what you'll see with a lot of killers is that, you know, they'll understand, okay, I have my, like, they had Scuba on hook, and they could have just, you know, called it a day and just and camped that one out, which is really, honestly, one of the good plays. But because of that pressure with twins, with Victor, they said, heck no, I can keep Charlotte over here and keep doing my thing with Victor. And we just, I mean, it went from a 2 down or 2, you know, kills to all 4 of them super quick.
And that's just what you can do with the twins, as we kept mentioning. Yes, it was a drawn out match, and everyone was taking their time, constant resets from this virus, which is exactly what you need to do with the twins. But finally, once all 5 gens were done, twins were able to do what twins do best: Charlotte in one place, Victor in another, and just let the slugging happen. And it turns into that 4K for Sample Text.
And that was really beautiful to see. That was a sweet game to see. The mind games, the back and forth, what was going to happen. What a first match, Fidget.
What a fantastic first match. I am excited to see what Cerebral Assassins will respond with on Azeroth's resting place.
Osaka is killing first if you see him have a lobby.
Yeah,
trying to get him there.
I have Osaka. I'll just join the lobby here. Thank you very much.
And here's the thing too, is that because of that being a long match, that has to kind of impact a little bit the survivors, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
they kind of go, holy smokes, we just went through that whole thing, and we're down, 24 points, and so now the pressure is a little bit on our killer to basically do what our Dashi just did.
We know Osaka, a very talented Blight and Nurse player, but I know they have already used Blight, and I'm pretty sure they've already used Nurse once as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they've used one Nurse already. So we have to see if they're going to try and bounce back with some crazy pressure and bring one of those, or another S tier that has not been brought yet is Spirit.
Yeah, I think we did see Nurse last week. Spirit would be awesome, especially rest in peace, my Spirit players. Sooner than later, the nerfs are gonna happen.
You know what? Like, I know we won't see it in comp because it's a purple add-on, but I was watching, I believe it was Farmer John. I was watching him on the PTB earlier this week doing a Spirit match, and with that new purple add-on that shows Killer Instinct while phasing, I know people are like, Spirits nerf. With that add-on, it is devastating that you can pinpoint exactly where a survivor is with that Killer Instinct. If she gets that Killer Instinct proc, GG's. Just GG's. Just lay down. It's
Just
over.
lay down. It's
Just
over.
lay down.
Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how Spirit does hold up in competitive DBD once the nerfs come in and the survivors are able to hear roughly which direction the Spirit is coming from. For some of these really talented Spirit players out there, will it matter, or will it still just come down to a 50-50 coin flip like it tends to with Spirit, and especially as something like a palette?
Yeah, I'm that's gonna be a question that I would love to get answered, because I love playing Spirit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know people are gonna probably go, get it, because no, but you're a clown man. But I love Spirit, guys. She's so cool.
When I don't play a lot of Spirit, but with these upcoming changes, I may venture into playing her a bit more, whereas I feel like you won't have to deal with as many angry people and afterwards for the fact that you played Spirit, or as I've seen countless times, survivors see Spirit, instant TC. I'm hoping with these changes that won't be as predominant as it once was.
I can't believe you play Blight, but you don't play Spirit, Fidget.
Blight is just so fun. And like, there's just so many. So here, I feel like when I do a really good play with Blight, I feel like I accomplished something, like I did it. But then with Spirit, when I down someone, it's like, aha, you should have guessed better, I win. It just doesn't feel as satisfying to me. Not hating on Spirit players. We all like our different killers. We all play whatever we want to play. No hate intended, but I just feel more satisfied by getting a down with Blight than I do Spirit.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I get that.
Maybe having a connection issue with consent to, or maybe they were, I don't know what's going on. Everyone's having a good laugh in the chat here. I have no idea what's going on.
The biggest culprit right now is just Steam, Fidget. That's it.
It's Steam. I blame Steam. This is why we all just need to switch over to Origin. Everyone loves Origin, right?
Fidget, what are you saying?
Heresy, that's what I'm saying. Now, before we get into this next match, Gannicus, can I trust you to keep the millions? How does The Rock do that? Every time I try, they never yell back to me. Anyway, can I trust you to entertain the millions and millions for about 45 to 60 seconds while I very, very briefly step away?
Of course, Fidget. You can trust me with anything.
I'm leaving it in your hands. I will be right back.
Oh, boy. No, guys, that was a really great first game, though. Absolutely. I'm excited to see what happens next game, because, as you guys know, second games can go... I mean, usually what happens is our killer dominates, but really the survivors got the upper hand right now, because they won that first game 24 points. It's not crazy, but they can come back. But oof, we'll see what happens. And I hope you guys are all ready for the good old nerfs. As someone that loves watching Trapper, I'm so excited for this Trapper buff, guys. Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh my goodness, I was watching my good friend Dan in a Hurry play, and he did traps in the basement. My goodness, some good play with the traps in the basement. Basement Trapper has a whole different feel to it, and I'm there for it as a Survivor person.
I have said many times leading up to this mid-chapter update, I'm like, look, I can go against spirits, I can go against nurses, I can go against blights, but for some reason, Trapper, when it comes to a Trapper, I will find every single trap in the map and I will step on it. But with that being said, as much as I get so anxious playing against Trapper. I get
so do I. I don't know why.
I second guess everything I do. I go to a window, I'm like, it's trapped, and I'll take like a really long, weird path, and then of course I get down because of. But with that being said, I have preached time and time again, Trapper needs a buff, and I'm glad he's finally getting it. The OG killer of Dead by Daylight finally being brought up to 2021 standards.
Absolutely, it's about dang time. Trapper needed some love. Behavior finally showing some love, and it is just good to see our boy bringing back up the standards.
Now there's I think it's the Trapper bag where he will start with, was it all 8 traps?
I'm gonna interrupt quickly.
Absolutely.
Because builds are good to go.
Awesome. I will switch over to spectate, and we will get into the second match of Cerebral Assassins versus Sample Text.
And we will see who Narosaka brings, which I am interested to see.
And I will wait until we are in the game before I switch over to the gameplay scene. This is why we have the 60-second delay, because Steam keeps messing up.
Freaking Steam.
God damn it, Steam. Get it together.
You literally say we need to go to Origins. I don't know, Fidget, what you're smoking right now. Origins is just as bad.
I'm not a fan of Origin at all. Fidget, you have magnet feet. I don't know what that means, but yay, question mark.
I feel like that was a compliment, and I think you should take it as one.
I'm just going to take it as a compliment. I'm just going to own it. Magnet feet.
Yeah, magnet feet. That's cool, man.
Yeah, magnet feet. And here we go. Who will Osaka bring for Azarov's resting place? Click spectate. Click spectate. Click. Gannigas, we have to click spectate, not continue.
Click spectate.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. The kitty cat is coming out for attention, but unfortunately I cannot give it to him right now because we are jumping in to match number 2 of Sample Text versus Cerebral Assassins, with Osaka killing for Cerebral Assassins here on Azeroth's resting place.
And Osaka, I don't know, as just watching a lot of this gameplay, you want constant pressure, but you also want that first down quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Hopefully getting at least 1 to 2 hooks during corrupt intervention. Assuming there's corrupt intervention is a competitive match. You see it, I think, only 130,000% of the time. So you hope to get 1 or 2 hooks during.
You did it, Fidget.
And oh my god, we are seeing Death Slinger here on Azeroth's resting place. I'm gonna
Might as well get him out.
If I was a survivor in this match, I would just go grab a pillow and I would just have a little nap.
Absolutely, but he found someone to our left right there.
Are we seeing 1 to 2? I think we saw 2 people being spotted over here. Respecting that pallet. Ooh.
Yeah, not even a shot. Just saying, hit me with that pallet real quick.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away, Osaka. Fire away.
Yo, Osaka with that sniper shots. Come on.
Which, like we were talking about earlier. Oh, and Dragon's Wrath getting caught on the corner there. Running along this wall, probably just trying to waste the killer's time as much as possible here, knowing that they're going down. And we get that first down in the corrupt intervention about halfway through. And I see here the perks are fully covered up this match. Thank you for that correction earlier in the chat.
As someone that runs into a lot of corners, I feel that pain.
Why do you run into corners?
Steam.
Steam. Steam, this is what I worried about. And we're seeing a basement hook here. Do we have we have another 4-gen, I believe, on this side with 3 of them protected by corrupt intervention. We see Ruin there, regress. Oh, I thought he was gonna land that shot.
Yo, so did I. Oh my goodness. Oh, and baiting back. Wow.
Oh my, shooting over the ledge there, getting a shot on Steve, and then we have to assume Deathslinger's gonna head right on back to this basement hook here. And
So that felt like one of those wanted shots.
Is Angelina Jolie secretly Osaka? Is she
I wouldn't put it past her.
Is she taking time off from being a crazy millionaire, super successful actor, director, and just playing some DBD on Here's Champions of the Fog?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Angelina Jolie to show up here.
And I believe we just had the audio bug that's been in this game for the past few weeks, but we are seeing the first gen pop on main building side. Oh, and this Cheryl dodging these shots of the Deathslinger here. Very, very well played. This gen now fully regressed here. And now Kate being caught out in the open. And they're going to be taking a shot here from the Deathslinger. Now, where's she going to run? She's going to try and maybe run out of this 4-gen area. The survivors are definitely going to want to try and sneak in here and break this 4-gen so we don't have a repeat of the match that we just had with a nasty 3-gen on Azerov's resting place.
I feel like we actually might get a repeat.
Breaking. Oh, another fantastic shot by Osaka here, pulling in Steve. I have to wonder where the other 2 survivors are. Are they working another gen on main, or have some of them? Oh, we're seeing some scratch marks here. Could this be the answer to my question? Oh, we found the Meg. Gonna be 3 injured survivors now.
This is where Deathslinger can. This pressure that he has right now is awesome. Oh, with that miss, hurts bad.
Fantastic. We know at least 2 survivors, if not 3, are off gens from this pressure that Osaka is putting on sample text here.
And as a survivor, what would you do, Fidget, if you're going against Deathslinger like this? Would you try to do gens over there, or are you gonna kind of go, okay, this is what he's trying to do, stay on this side, we're gonna just pop him on that side? Which they're looking like they just woke up dangerous.
As someone who has 3-gen'd many of survivor teams on Azerov's, I would pick. Oh my god, I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I had to stop to wait to see if he was gonna get that. That was a beautiful shot underneath oh my god, I thought he was gonna get another one there. To answer your question, on a map like this where I have 4 gens and basement here, I stick to this side. You know, you don't want to give up too many gens, but when you have such a potential strong area here, you don't want to leave. Oh,
absolutely not.
But as we said, they snuck over this gen almost popping, or I think it was at about 80% give or take there. But luckily for Deathslinger, hearing that gen progress, they snuck away somewhere. Could they be hiding behind these rocks? Maybe leaving. There they are, leaving the Steve slug for now. But the Steve is getting picked up to try and push pressure off of this gen that was getting very close to popping. And a mind game from Osaka downing Cheryl here. Gonna be first hook for Dashi, our wonderful Twins player from the previous game.
You know, that was a very good play by Osaka not picking up our Steve, because if they pick up our Steve, I think that gen pops.
Yep, they would have lost that gen. Now, they would still have had a 3-gen here, but it doesn't take a math major to figure out a 4-gen is much better than a 3-gen.
That was a lot of math you just did. I gotta sit down.
I will send you a calculator so that you can verify all that stuff. I will get it FedEx to you ASAP as possible.
Can you overnight that, please?
It's already on the way.
Man, Osaka and these shots, I am loving these shots. I am not a good Deathslinger player. So seeing some of these shots through little cracks and things like that is just freaking awesome.
You have to love the dead hard from Steve there too. Originally, I thought it was premature, but it allowed him to get behind the cover of safety in a way from Deathslinger's gun. That's the thing with Deathslinger. You can make distance on him, but if the Deathslinger knows how to use that gun, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. You're totally 100% right about that.
And we're seeing that gen by Pride Rock is getting completed. So the 4 gen on this side is gone. But we still have the 3 gen backup. Will he be able to swing around? And as Mag goes down, we see Ruin in the corner over there, finally being taken out of this match. Now, will he have... I don't know if he'll have time to get him to the base. Nah, it would have been a pretty close call, I believe so. Trying to get an instant hook here to get right back into applying pressure. This is a really good 3 gen. This 3 gen is completely... Oh, but this... Well, the 3 gen has been broken. I was about to say a very strong 3 gen around basement, but Cade able to get that 3 gen broken, but is going to go down because of potentially right back to the basement here for Dragon's Wrath. Steve getting healed here. Choosing, you know what? This is actually smart. Choosing not to go for the basement, because with 2 survivors hooks very close to each other, Deathslinger can control these very, very easily.
Absolutely. And I think I talked to Ghostfire about this last week. Sometimes you want to go basement, sometimes you don't. At this time you didn't, because it's going to take you time. It's going to take time for you to go down the basement, hook your survivor. You don't know what's going to happen when you get out of the basement. Exactly.
By the time they get down there and hooked come back up, they could be unhooked in a cross map, already getting healed, removing so much of your pressure. And now we're seeing Dragon's Wrath being unhooked. Mag progressing into second stage here. Very good for Deathslinger and getting some zone. Repeating that shot from earlier, and Steve will be down here. Now, will he pick up, or will he will pick up? You have to assume, and just as I was about to say, them going to unhook the Mag here, but a hook very close by to the Steve, and we have to assume Osaka will be heading right back to this hook.
And really, what an awesome patience by Osaka, because that he waited out the dead hard, you know, and he said, no, not today.
And I believe that's a deliverance play from Steve, if I am correct here, and getting a second down on Mag here very quickly and going, oh, this will be a death for Mag as they progress to second stage on their first hook. Mag is now out of the game. 2 gens left in a 3v1 situation. It's anyone's game here still.
Yeah, you don't have your 3 gen, but you do have somebody out of the game, and now you have, oh my goodness, what a shot again.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Do we have a pallet here? I believe the pallet is already gone from there. This could be... Oh,
wow.
Just catching the very end of those hitboxes that we mentioned earlier that like to linger. Will this be a... Oh, too late. And Osaka able to dodge the firecracker save. And now, in a 2v1 situation here with 8 hooks so far. Cheryl, whoa, stepping up a little bit there.
That was style points right there.
That was just all style. That should be a bonus 20 points right there.
Really, this is a late game Deathslinger, 2 people down. Survive. They might be able to do a great chase, but no, it doesn't look like it.
And just right there, we're seeing, like we mentioned, you get distance on Deathslinger, but it doesn't matter. And the nodders. Can we get some nodders in the chat? I don't know if we have Bear Twitch TV in this channel, but if we do, we need some nodders after that hit.
Now, that was cool to see that gen go out, because that's points. Right now, you understand that this is a losing situation. You got yourself some more points.
Now, as far as I know, we haven't seen Unbreakable yet, unless I missed it. So and just like that, Dashi is up with the Unbreakable. So this match is still the 2v2 with 1 gen left to go. If Steve is able to run Osaka and keep him busy, Cheryl may be able to sneak onto a gen. But once again, the distance doesn't matter against Deathslinger, and Steve coming in for a down, and we have to assume this will be a slug while Deathslinger goes to look for Cheryl.
Yeah, Deathslinger knows. It's Deathslinger's moment right now. They need all 4 of these survivors.
The Deathslinger's time is now. Someone in chat earlier was looking for your John Cena reference. There it is, right there for you. You are welcome.
Right now, you could say you can't see Cheryl.
Deathslinger cannot see Cheryl. This is true. Dashy
Cheryl, right now, you're trying to find Hatch, right?
could be, but Dashy, aka Cheryl, did get healed up, so either looking for Hatch or maybe sneaking on over.
That would be an amazing play
to pick up
get Chef
Steve
back up. Wow.
2v1 with 1 gen done, or sorry, 1 gen left, excuse me. Do they go for the gen for the points, or do they sneak over for the pickup on
What
Steve?
would you do, Fidget?
I mean, I'm not sure what all the... Oh, there's Hatch right there.
Wow.
I think at this point, for Cheryl, I think somehow they... Even though Jen should always be priority, I think they need to get Steve up, because as distance is kind of irrelevant towards a Deathslinger, I don't think that Cheryl would have enough time to complete a gen on her own with the little progression that they have on all 3 gens right now. I think they need to get Steve up and try and get that split pressure going across the map.
I 100% back you up on that. At this point, really, to get Steve back up, get Chef back up, and even if Deathslinger goes after Chef again, try to get him on this side if you know where Hatch is, right? And get to Hatch as quickly as possible if that's, you know, if Deathslinger went back after Steve.
And it's possible Deathslinger has lost Steve here, so it's possible that Steve may be trying to hide and bleed out for... Oh, but they have been found. And at this point, yeah, when you don't know where either survivor is, go for the hook.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a little bit of a stalemate there for a couple minutes. Nobody did much of anything, so our Deathslinger says, okay, fair enough.
And whereas Deathslinger knows where Hatch is right now, they can go over and wait by Hatch in case Steve decides to remove themselves from this game. And if Steve gets found, Deathslinger instantly knows where both survivors are. So a win-win situation here for Deathslinger.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to know where Hatch is, knowing that if our survivor gets a little bit of, you know, cheeky on that one and gets the unhook, they still got it going on right there on that side.
We saw that crow settling back down, but that could have been from Deathslinger himself and not Cheryl. If I was a betting man, I think Cheryl is trying to get into the Hatch over here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, even though, I don't know, getting on a hook, trying to play a little bait game and getting another generator done would be more points. We knew it to be huge.
And now we see a door here by the Hatch. Is the other exit gate on this side as well? Because with the 110 movement speed of Deathslinger, it could be tricky to try and patrol both doors. We have to assume or hope for Cheryl at this point that she is waiting on the other door across map.
Did you see Osaka bait trying to see if there was someone in the locker?
Yeah, and that's smart. That's smart.
That was
check
awesome.
those lockers. Now let's see. The door is actually not as bad as I thought. They're conveniently both on the same side, so while they are across map, this is manageable for Deathslinger.
Yeah, absolutely. The doors
And
are
there
not
they
bad
are.
at all.
Oh, this
Oh my
could
goodness.
be. Oh,
Man.
I think. Oh, and it's a one-person out. Dashy escaping by the hair of their chinny chin for a 1-out 3K. What a great game!
That was an awesome game. What a great play by Dashy.
This series, I said earlier, before these games started, we were in for an interesting series here, and wow. Fantastic plays by the survivors, fantastic shots by Osaka as Deathslinger. Fantastic plays across the board here. Really smart to wait, let Steve die, and try just for a last-ditch effort to either get Hatch or the Exegate there. I have to wonder, clearly Cheryl was waiting by the hatch there at the end. Was she maybe hidden behind one of the rocks? Because Deathslinger looked in all those lockers and around that tile and couldn't find Cheryl. She was on that door as soon as he left. She was not far from that hatch at the end game.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing the best John Cena impersonation right there.
Embracing the John Cena invisibility. Smart plays by Cheryl.
Would you like the score?
I would love the score, please, and thank you.
For that match, Cerebral Assassins had 38, Sample Text had 17, bringing the totals to Cerebral Assassins with 58 and Sample Text with 61.
Wow, a 3-point difference, and with 2 games to go, this series is going to be neck and neck. Thank you for the point update. Wow.
Of course.
So, going into this match, I believe... Let me switch over to the scene here. Will we see the S tier killers coming out as we head over to Blood Lodge? Ganigus, what do you do in this situation?
So first of all, wow. That out by Dashi is a difference right now. Being able to escape has him in the lead.
Amazing.
That's amazing, man. At this point, you know, if you're Osaka, you keep doing your thing, right? You this close of game. I haven't seen this close of a game 3 in a really long time, Fidget. There's a lot of pressure right now on both sides. There's not a clear, 20-point leader right now.
It's anyone's game. 3-point difference.
This is huge. This is if you're Cerebral Assassins, you're going, hey, we're in the driver's seat. But if you're Sample Test, you're also going, this is our game. If we take game 3 and then can kill in the 4th game, it's you set yourself for a great game 4. So honestly, if you're Osaka, you have got to bring the heat. That's all I'm gonna say. You have got to bring the heat. You gotta make sure not only do you get your 4K, 3K, but you gotta make sure that you can get as many points as you can out of all of this. Maybe not have them do all 4 gens. Maybe bring somebody that can just end games quickly.
So
Going to interrupt again to let you know that Running Man is our killer, so we're going to switch lobbies.
Oh, Running Man.
Perfect. The RM now. I was watching Running Man last night before I went to sleep, and that man, for the first time, was on a 4-hour Blight bender. And as someone who said he wasn't a big fan of Blight for the longest time, that man was addicted. He was discovering the greatness and the fun that is Blight. Will we see Running Man bring Blight to this match, or a different killer? Maybe we'll save because they only have 1 more Blight left. Maybe they will save Blight for a rainy day. Who do you bring?
And maybe you do
if
save
you can't
Blight.
bring Clown.
If Clown is banned, first of all, if anyone's banning Clown, I swear I'm not participating in your tournament. Anyways, it's time to see a Spirit. I've seen Running Man play Spirit, and it's insane. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you bring Blight either, but like you said, if you're gonna use Blight again, like you're basically saying goodbye to one of your S tiers already. And I don't know if this is the time for that right now.
And go ahead. Keep going.
No, I'm good.
So the thing with Blood Lodge, you want a killer with high mobility, but the thing with Blight, especially in this middle area, it's a lot of really like tight kind of loops there. So if someone isn't absolutely down and has full knowledge of Blight's collision, they could very easily get sort of trapped and bump into things that they may not necessarily mean to. So it's something to consider. Maybe you're right. Maybe something like Spirit is the better play for an S tier killer. Yep.
I want to interrupt again, trying to get us into the other lobby. Running Man has said he's invited you.
Oh, I didn't see anything pop up, but let me I can just join this way.
Okay.
Let me see here. And we are
But
in.
like you're saying, Fidget, you can't bring your nurse because you've already played nurse. You can't. I mean, you could, but you're saying goodbye.
Exactly. Both Nurse
So-
and Blight have been played once each by Cerebral Assassins.
So that's where I don't know. Your spirit might be out there. You just got you have to have a lot of. This is the match where not only like we talked about, not only do you get your 4K, but you prevent the survivor team from getting points.
Mm-hmm. You want, with how close it is, you want to deny as many gens as possible. And with that being said, I would not be surprised to see some good old-fashioned tunneling and camping for this game, just to secure those early deaths. And if they can... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Fidget, and I would not be surprised if Running Man brought in someone like Bubba, an insta down killer either. I know he doesn't create a lot of, he's not quick or anything like that, but if you can get a hook in and then bait the survivor team into unhooking right in front of your radius, basically, you can be in a world of trouble and get a 2-man out, and then you just camp it out and dare people to come in and get you.
Bubba could work as long as he's able to lock down roughly a 3-gen or get 1 to 2 people in the basement and just camp them out. Because as you said, Bubba, not necessarily the best mobility killer, but if he can secure down a strong area, it can be do or die for survivors. Now, we also know that RM being a arguably, if not definitely a Bubba main, RM also likes the twins, who we saw in the very first game with sample text.
Yeah, you know, and I would not be surprised with twins come. I don't know, maybe. You know, that would be an interesting play to have another twins game. It would be interesting to see how RM does with not only Victor but trying to deny gens being done.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking just in terms of being able to split between both sides of the map, and even if he gets them all on one side, like we saw Sampletex do in that end game, just slug them all out and take the win. But hopefully for them, both killers in the next 2 games want to stop as many gens as possible. I know that sounds obvious, but with how close of the point that the score is here, you want early kills and as few gens as possible flying to secure and broaden that point difference here. As of right now, like we said, 58 for Cerebral Assassins, 61 for Sample Text. This is anyone's game. This is anyone's series.
And we might be talking about after 4th game that out by Dashi as the play of the game, because that's what it is right now.
Yes. That was great. That was such great hiding at the end there. Instantly getting on that door, getting it 99'd before taking that hit from Deathslinger and giving him just enough room to sneak out there at the end.
Yeah, almost baiting Deathslinger to come closer.
Yep.
So that they could have more time to open that door and get out, which was just fantastic play.
If Deathslinger was a 115 killer, I believe he could have made the door in time to hit them and then use the spear gun. But with that 110 movement speed, he was a few steps behind and had to use the spear gun for that first hit, which is what gave Dashi that opportunity to get out.
Yeah, absolutely. And so right now, really, that's your game. And so you, as a killer, you're like we talked about before. Yeah, your main thing right now is the 4K, but in the back of your mind, you're trying to prevent points by not doing gens.
Exactly.
Builds are good to go.
Perfect. I will switch on over. Thank you very much. Switch to spectator. We are good to go. I think we're about to see a bloodbath from either side. That applies
I'm
to both
excited.
teams. It's either going to be a bloodbath on the survivors, or the survivors are going to destroy those gens. Those survivors, you want to hear the term gen rushing? They want to gen rush this game
Absolutely.
as quickly as they can.
Absolutely. That just creates more pressure on our killer. It's obvious, right? Do your gens, but really, when in a competitive game, when you're gen rushing, it's a world of hurt because you're trying to decide as a killer, okay, where's my 3 gen? Where do I go? What do I do? It's a lot of information that you got to just process because everything's being done in your face.
Sorry, I'm listening, but I'm laughing at Remy. I thought of you. He says he'll take his actually, I shouldn't say just in case that's actually who he's playing. But Runman making a very appropriate joke for the conversations you and I have had multiple times today already.
Uh-oh. Are you foreshadowing? Is that what's going on?
I am saying nothing before I put my foot in my mouth. I'm just going to sit here quietly.
Listen, maybe he was talking about Clown.
I say nothing. I say nothing. Just waiting for them to load up in here. Everyone should be good to go. I want to see. Oh, our 4th survivor readying up. Are we loading? Maybe just waiting on Running Man here, trying to psych out these survivors. Connecting. Here we go. We are loading in. Hit spectate, Gannicus. Hit spectate. Hit spectate.
I'll hit it for you. Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. I don't want Steam to act up again and hit continue.
But really, Fidget, this is a 3-point game.
3 points.
Oof.
3 points. I'm telling you, tensions are high. Are the nerves hitting the survivors? Are the nerves hitting the killer? Or are these guys just thinking, it's just another day? GG easy. Baby comp team.
Baby comp. Ice in the veins right now. That's what's going to happen.
Dropping a pallet on a killer momentarily stuns them. DBD is telling me. Write that down, Gannicus. A good tip to know.
Honestly, huge tip. I've never seen that one.
I'm just here to teach. I just want everyone to know. If you can pallet stun, you're comp ready.
Educational streamer.
All right, and here we are. Spectate. Oh,
it's Billy.
Oh, it is Billy here on Blood Lodge, and I believe, yes, we are seeing basement in the main building. What's our gen situation? We got one. Is this 4 gens at basement? It looks like it'd be a split. No. It is a split corrupt. Oh, the sound of that chainsaw.
I don't know about you, Fidget, but it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
People watching the stream, let me know if that chainsaw volume is just a tad loud and I can lower the volume just a little bit. I feel like it might be, so I'm going to lower just a tad.
You know, we're talking about an insta-killer that can really move around. That's Billy all day.
So we are seeing an M1 on Billy, which automatically disqualifies RM. We're seeing the low pro chains, and that is a totem going instantly. Rune being taken out of the game at 5 gens and no hooks. You gotta love those ruin spawns right in the top of Pride Rock for all to see. We're saying survivors over here, over here. As Mufasa said, everything the light touches is our kingdom, and those survivors just took their kingdom back.
Absolutely. Taking care of Ruin in the first minute. Is there something worse as playing killer than that happening to you, Fidget?
It's one of those things. Oh, what a great dodge of that chainsaw.
Wow. Our Meg put this Billy on skates real quick.
This is Kate, not Meg.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Steam. Well, it's Steam. It's Steam's fault. It's Steam. And our first gen going over by Shaq's side. We're going to be getting a hook here. I think RM was looking at basement and salivating a little bit, but there was no way he was going to make it from that distance.
For a second, I thought he was going to.
He thought about it.
Yeah, he was going to go there. I don't think he would have made it, but I thought for a second he was going to go there.
checking on these gens here. He was he was able to get rid of some of the pallets over here already. So if he can lay down some pressure here on these gens with basement here, some pallets already gone, even though Ruin being gone very early, still some very strong potential here for running.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, you don't get away from this place. Survivors are going to try to tempt you to go from here, but this is a safe spot for him to be.
Kicking the gen, choosing to leave the Cheryl and going back. Oh, what a fantastic saw. I was slightly worried he was going to hit the Kate there and maybe get the borrowed time exactly, but he curved around her just enough to take out Mag and give a BT hit on Kate. Mag will be going on hook here. Oh, it is time. It is time. The time is now. It is basement for Mag. Oh, this might be close.
Yeah, this is cutting it very close.
I think he gets it, but it's going to be... Yeah, there we go.
Ooh. And this is what he was looking for.
And
this is exactly what Underman was looking for.
And now Billy wants to check on these gens here. We see the scratch marks over here. Choosing to kick the gen, and with that orange spark, we are seeing pop goes the weasel as backup to Ruin. So we still have some gen defense that we can protect. But the first gen over here, the 4 gen is broken. Still a very strong 3 gen. But the 3 toughest gens for the survivors are still here on this basement side of Blood Lodge.
You still have your 3 gen. You have your basement. This is Billy's time.
I think we saw the scratch marks leading over here to this direction. Yeah, because we were seeing that gen no longer regressing. Someone is nearby. Will Mag go to second stage? Mag went to second stage in the last match. Will she be going to second again? It's looking like yes, she will be. Deliverance! Oh. Mag saying, you're not sending me to second this time. I'm delivering myself out of here.
What a play to freaking wait for the deliverance for that long.
But as we're seeing, like we mentioned, these pallets already gone. Nowhere for the Mag to go. Probably going to leave a slug here, fearing DS, typically paired with deliverance. But with these pallets being gone this early, it's tough for the survivors to get themselves some distance from Billy's chain.
Absolutely. Right now, what you're trying to do is, oh, wow. And he's got another one.
And these survivors are aware of this situation. That gen getting some great progress on. We have to assume someone over trying to pick up the Mag here. And a great saw onto Dragons. Going down. Mag picked up as Dragons is going down here. And them sneaking over the 3 gen has been broken here with now the 3rd hook for Running Man and Cerebral Assassins.
The thing is, right now, even though they broke the 3 gens, Running Man has 2 people on Death Hook. Oh no, sorry, 1 person on Death Hook after this.
Yes, Dragon's Wrath is on Death Hook, I believe. Flawless was able to deliverance off the hook, so they did not go to second. So we've had 2 hooks. Or sorry, 3 hooks, excuse me. But now potentially going for the 4th hook here onto the Cheryl.
If you're Running Man, you have to be happy that you got Dashy, right?
Absolutely. Dashy got away last time. They want to get Dashy out as payback for that last second escape. We see here a window vault behind. Was there potentially maybe going for a and the wiggle off, getting greedy for that basement, and now Dashy escaping again, just barely escaping. This is Dashy's claim to fame today, getting those last second escapes here.
Honestly, Dashy's climbing up that MVP ladder.
Now I have to assume these gens on this other side here must have a lot of progress on them here. As with the 3 gen being broken, they can work all 4 of these gens safely. 2 and 2, Absolutely. It doesn't matter. And getting caught on the garbage bag there, perhaps not breaking the pallet, unfortunately, which has allowed Nancy to get some distance on our Billy here and just pre-dropping the pallet. That's the MMR life nowadays. Pre-dropping those pallets, and we see both gens, all 5 gens have been completed with 3 hooks here on Blood Lodge. All 4 survivors healed up. Could Mag keep Billy busy long enough? These doors are not far apart, especially with a Billy. And
yeah, no, absolutely. This Billy can still get a lot of pressure. The doors are not far. They got to be very, very patient.
And the door,
wow.
This could be a 3 or even a 4 out. I think RM choosing to ignore them at the door here and just try and secure. It is a 4. I believe that was a hatch play, a 4 out for Sampletex, going to be giving them a strong lead in the points here. Well played by Sampletex. Great splitting on the gens, efficient on the gens, breaking both the 4 and the 3 gens super early, having 2 gens on each side. A solid setup and great communication from Sampletex, applying so much pressure to Running Man and his Billy.
Honestly, two things that made this game go their side, and one of them was splitting the 3 gen, making sure that was done, and then really Dashy not being hooked on basement.
Yes,
you know, that was huge,
because that could have potentially been a game changer, or at least securing a 1K. But the greed of trying to get Dashy all the way to the basement, potentially costing Running Man the 1K here. A rough match. Now CA needing to pull a very similar outcome for their survivor game here against Sampletex. GG's well played to Running Man. Oh, hi.
I have the score for you.
Perfect.
For that match, it was 12 for Cerebral Assassins and 50 for Sampletex, bringing the total to 70 for Cerebral Assassins and 111 for Sampletex.
Thank you for the update. Cerebral Assassins in this last game needing to pull out a show-stopping performance as the survivors to bring this series back into their favor as we head into our final game here on Champions of the Fog with Cerebral Assassins versus Sampletex. Gannicus, what happens here? Where do we go from here?
Honestly, your Sampletex, where you have the lead. You know, you have a great lead, but it's not. You just saw a game where the survivors were able to not just split pressure, they were able to all get out, get a hatch play, all of that. And now that you're killing, you just gotta go and know that, hey, if I can get somebody down, I'm just gonna camp them, or I'm gonna make sure that they die and get my points. Because really, what Cerebral Assassins needs to do now is have a perfect game, Fidget.
Now, assuming I'm doing this number witchcraft correctly, with a 41-point lead for Sampletex, Cerebral Assassins as survivors essentially need to have a perfect 50-point game, and Sampletex can get no more than 9 points in order for Cerebral Assassins to bring this game. That is a lot of pressure for the survivors. A lot of pressure.
Absolutely. Now, the good thing for Cerebral Assassins is that they're playing Survivor. So they can hopefully, get a game plan going on where not just doing your gens quickly, but also making sure that our killer does not get them. And that's going to be hard to do because, like I said, if you're Sampletex, you're just going after a couple people. You know what you need to do to win.
Yep.
Get it done. Do not mess around with the survivors, because this team will do exactly what Sampletex did game 3.
Exactly. Get those gens done, split the pressure, and just get out. Don't wait around. They were on that door and they did not hesitate. They were just out. And like I said, I didn't see it, but I have to assume that the fourth survivor, I believe it was Meg, found the hatch, because I didn't see her near the door, but once the other three were out, she was just as quickly gone. So if you
she bounced.
If you are sample text in this 41-point lead, do you bring one of your strong killers to secure the lead, or do you bring the quote-unquote gamble with maybe one of your lesser killers to just try and secure 1 to 2 kills and bring it home without burning one of your stronger killers for games later on in Champions of the Fog?
Honestly, you're in a driver's seat, and so this is, I don't think you're gonna bring your S tier or even your A plus tier killers. I think you take a gamble. You're gonna find somebody, but the question is, can you get them down? And can you bait people to get people off the hook? Because then you get more pressure, more people around you. I just don't think at this point. I don't think you bring a heavy killer. You just do what you want to do. Bring somebody less tiered and go out on your way and do it.
I'm with you. I agree. You don't want to bring your S tiers. Maybe an A tier if you don't necessarily play them a whole lot, just to kind of bring some sort of insurance. But I'm with you. Maybe like a low A tier or a B tier killer, just to
Absolutely.
save your good killers for later on. Now, I haven't seen an invite yet. It could have been like last time where it just didn't come through. I don't know who's killing for...
I'm trying to find out who's killing.
No, I just want
So
to make
I
sure.
don't know yet either.
No rush. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, was holding anybody up. Can tell definitely what Killer Fidget is, but looking between the matches, it's Pyramid Head. I gotta have Pyramid Head lingering in the background. Could we see a Trapper game? He hasn't gotten his buff yet. Could we see some competitive Trapper in Champions of the Fog today?
At this moment, you could see a Trapper. I could see a Legion. I could see even Doctor. And honestly, at this point, you kind of have you don't want to fully relax, but okay, this is what we have to do not to lose. That's how you're looking at life. Is you're no longer going, okay, what do I need to win? You're not doing that anymore. You're going, what do I need to not lose?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Cerebral Assassins, you're looking at it going, what do we need to do to win?
Yep.
100% that way.
They need
Dragon's Wrath is killing. Do you have them added already?
Dragons. I don't see them.
Okay,
but
I will send them your ID again.
if any of the Cerebral Assassins are in there, I can just join off one of them. Let me see here. I'll just join on Osaka. See if he's in that lobby.
And maybe this killer wants to love you, Fidget, and brings Pyramid Head.
If they bring Pyramid Head, I'm going to make an executive decision that I don't have the power to make, that they just instantly win. I'm getting a message here. Apparently, I've been fired from Champions of the Fog for making that call, so this will apparently be my very last stream ever. It's been a pleasure, Gannicus. Thank you for having me.
As your first and last coach outcaster, I appreciate you.
Coming in strong, going out strong. Just trying to pay attention here to make sure I don't miss any invites.
I'm trying to get Dragon's Wrath to add you. We're trying to see what's going on here.
Geeky Draft, you may not know the answer to this, but Magacy in chat is asking if UA versus IA is delayed. Is the games that are supposed to happen right after us delayed? Do you know anything about that?
They're not delayed as far as I know.
Okay, so there is another series happening right after this final game, correct?
Should be, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Chat, just hold tight for a quick second as we wait for our lobby invite here.
I'm loving the points that Chad is putting towards.
I also tagged you and gave you Dragon's Wrath ID and Producers General if you can try and add them. Maybe.
I'm going to switch over to the BRB screen just for 1 second, but we are still here as I have to scroll through some Discord stuff. Dragon's Wrath. Let me grab your ID here. Oh, that didn't work. But here we go.
He says he's.
Yep.
He said he's added you now.
Perfect.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you. Now let me switch back to this. Grab the handsome Gannicus to make sure his camera is front and center here. We are good to go. Beautiful. Now let me find Dragon. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. There's Dragon. Join party. This party is private. You ever feel like you're not wanted?
Fidget, I'm living through you right now because that hurt me.
I feel like I just got super debated. I got an invite and then I showed up at the party and they locked the door in my face.
They had a bouncer at this party and the bouncer said, no, you're not on the list.
You're not on this. Let's get out of here. All right, we are in now. We're good. We have arrived. Our Pyramid Head music is playing once again. I feel at home.
Oh man, I can't. If it's Pyramid Head, that'd be awesome. But really, like we talked about, the sky's the limit for what killer Sample Test brings right now, just because they have such a good lead.
It could literally be anyone. I can make predictions left, right, and center, but I genuinely have no idea how they're going to approach this final match here on Champions of the Fog.
Absolutely, but like we said, they're in a driver's seat and they know what they need to do not to lose. It'll be more interesting to see how Cerebral Assassins approaches their Survivor game.
I have to assume they're in comms right now, coming up with this solid game plan. Split gens early, split any 3 or 4 gens, and then once those first few gens are done, maybe start stacking with Prove Thyself in toolboxes. Well, 1 toolbox, they can only bring 1, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and last game we talked about little mistakes, right? Not hooking Dashy in the basement cost him, and you were talking about not just getting that 1K bit, really creating pressure in the basement where if someone did come down, that was going to be a world of hurt for them as well. So there's things that can happen, little mistakes, and that's where I think Cerebral Assassins needs to kind of do is make sure they can make this killer keep making mistakes.
Exactly. There's no room for mistakes in this one. With this big of a point lead for Sample Text, any mistakes and it's GG, which is why I say the pressure is on for Cerebral Assassins for a big comeback here.
Yeah, our Survivor team cannot afford them. Our killer can almost do whatever they want.
I don't know if it's necessarily the right strategy, but maybe they're even asking amongst themselves right now, who's the best runner? Try to get into that early chase and keep the killer occupied so the other 3 can knock out those gens.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, is most of the time we're seeing corrupt intervention come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you already know almost half the battle, your map is gone. And so what do you do then, Fidget? If you're our Survivor team, do you go and wait it out, which is a great play? Or do you try to do 1 gen that's not corrupted?
And as we saw with Blood Lodge in that last match, Corrupt sometimes will do a split Corrupt. And when that happens, sometimes it can feel like, why'd I even bother bringing it? It's like,
absolutely,
if 2 gens are blocked, but there's another empty one right beside it, and then a random gen across map is blocked, sometimes if the survivors pick up on that, they can take advantage of that very quickly. So if it is a split Corrupt, does it necessarily make sense to hide and wait it out?
Absolutely. And that if they get a split Corrupt, I imagine we'll see our Survivor team try to just rush it.
I believe as well that might be the right play, just to get these gens done as quickly as they can. I know some of this may seem like we're kind of stating the obvious, but with this drastic point this point difference between the 2 teams, they need to go right in. they need to go gun-ho and just get these gens done.
That's the thing. It's like us stating the obvious might be just that, but doing it is so much different.
Yeah, and especially when you don't know what killer's coming in here. Say they decide to group up on a gen early on, and it's a Bubba. There could be a 2-3 down like that. Who knows? Who knows who Sample Text is bringing to secure this? What did I say? 41-point lead earlier?
They just need 9 points.
9 points.
That's really it, and that's what you're playing for.
That is such a tough situation. They're down, but they're not out.
No, I don't think that you're going to see Cerebral Assassins take that. You know, this is not impossible kind of mentality. This is doable. It just takes a clean game like you'd had game 3 for Sample Text.
Yep.
So
now I'm seeing here, I believe the survivors have swapped that one guy D for Scenic. I believe it was Steve, Osaka, and Jacoby in the first game. So one guy D swapping out for Scenic Lives here in the final game, bringing in the big guns.
yeah, interesting. The swap late game. We'll see if that really plays up to the Assassin's strategy and really what they're trying to do. I mean, that's very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up, Fidget. I did not see that.
I don't know if it is just trying to get as many people to play as possible. Strategy, I'm not sure what's going on, but I like it. Switching it up, I'm down for it, and I'm on board.
Absolutely. This might be a good thing for Cerebral Assassins, but we'll see.
Just waiting on... Oh, go
Builds
ahead.
are good to go.
Perfect. I was just about to say, just waiting on the build confirmation. You read my mind. All right, I will switch over to Spectator. Good luck, all. We are ready. I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm so excited to see what happens in this game.
Really, that third game set it up like
It did.
do or die.
And it just shows how much one game can change. They were 3 points away after 2 games. It was neck and neck. And then with one game, we're now at a 41-point difference.
Right, just one game.
So these guys have been doing rock, paper, and scissors in the chat every game. I'm not sure if there's like some behind the scenes thing going on between the two teams, but these guys, they're not just competing in the games, they're competing in the lobbies. These guys came for blood today. Rock, paper, scissors style.
You know you're competitive when you're doing rock, paper, scissors and you get mad that you guess incorrectly.
You know, I think Champions of the Fog honestly needs to branch out. We have our DBD league. When's the rock, paper, scissors league coming?
Champions of the Rock, is that what we call it?
Champions of the Rock. I like it. And it is Dragon's Wrath that is going to be killing here in this final game. Apparently Dragon's Wrath losing in rock, paper, scissors, and now saying they are going to go cry in a corner. As they say in DBD, get good, scrub. Wrecked. Absolutely wrecked.
Already taking 1 L, Dragon.
1 L going into this game. Could be some mind games being set up here. You lost in rock, paper, scissors. You think you can beat us in Dead by Daylight? Game over,
Can
man.
you let them know to go ahead and ready up? We need to get a move on.
I did, but they're just going back and forth. Guys.
There we go. I think.
Yo,
No
they
problem.
listened to Giraffe so quickly.
I told them like 2 minutes ago, ready to go, but they went on a whole other battle. They were getting the pre-battle for the main battle here. The main event of Champions of the Fog Sample Text versus Cerebral Assassins is now as we load in.
Yeah, I got some chills.
I have another tip. If you lose a survivor, listen closely. You may hear their footsteps. If they are injured, you'll be able to track them by listening to their groans of pain. Write that down.
There's audio in this game?
Yeah. Turn that headset up, you clown main.
Maybe that's why I've been losing so much.
Spectate. Spectate. Spectate, Gannicus, spectate.
Let's do it.
All right, we have loaded in. We are seeing who is our killer. It is Oni.
Oh, the Oni. Nice.
We have brought Oni to the final game in our series. And I could be wrong. I believe that's Minotaur Oni. I think
you're right, boy.
Minotaur Oni is the only Oni in my opinion. I don't play a lot of Oni. I like Oni, but I don't play a lot of them. But when I do, I go Minotaur Oni.
Minotaur Oni is pretty cool. I like that skin a lot.
Now, breaking off that early chase with Nancy, I haven't noticed. I don't think it's a split corrupt here. Let's see, 1, 2. It's very spread out, but it's not split. And getting a hit and getting the pallet gone at the same time. Do we have basement here in Shack, or is it in main? Choosing to break off the chase again?
This is it. Almost, yeah, bait, yeah.
Basement is in Shack here. If we can get a down on Steve, this could be an early basement play for Dragon's Wrath. Dragon's Wrath, excuse me.
Yeah, and Dragon's Wrath looking for, yep, and the survivor right next door.
And as we are seeing there, as I believe it was Scenic getting pushed off the gen there. Ruin activating, Ruin up. And not going for the basement, instead just getting on this hook here to probably apply as much pressure as possible and get right back into the chases here.
Yeah, on this map, that's a great play not to go for basement. Just hook him in the middle and, call it a day.
We see the scratch marks over by Shag. Probably want to break this pallet here. Exactly. Pushing, I believe it was was it Elisa? I think I saw being pushed off. No, it couldn't be Elisa. There's no Cheryl in here. Somebody got pushed off that gen at Pride Rock, as it had a very great amount of progress done on it. Now choosing to chase the Claudette, but breaking off maybe to proxy around this hook. Like I said, if Dragon can get some survivors out very early, it's GG for Sample Text.
Absolutely. Right now, what you're trying to do is just bait somebody to try to get Scuba Steve.
Finally breaking that pallet from earlier, and it was a Nancy that I saw earlier, not Lisa. It was a Nancy.
Oh, yes.
Potentially a borrowed time save here. Not sure, trying to risk it and just going for the Nancy to potentially avoid a borrowed time hit. And unfortunately running to where Kate was doing that gen. Maybe, I don't know if it was necessarily not coordinated, but just maybe more of like a panic move just to get to the nearest tile, so not have an early down. I don't think he noticed the Claudette in the right corner there as they were running away. But Ruin doing its work here and ruining all this progress on these gens. Could be a down here. Oh, and down on Scenic with that great flick from the Oni onto Scenic here. And this should be a basement hook.
Yeah, it's, I think
maybe not?
Maybe not, yeah.
Choosing not to go basement. Interesting. Maybe just feeling like it's not necessary. They do have 3 gens here they can protect here, and maybe just not thinking they were gonna go for a pallet play.
Ooh, that would have been a very cheeky pallet play.
And now Ruin finally getting cleansed here with 4 gens up. Probably why Dragons didn't want to go to basement, knowing that gen that he just pushed Nancy off was very close to being done, so just wanted to protect it as long as he possibly could.
Absolutely, the time it takes for basement and things like that was a really smart play to not have to waste that time when you know these survivors are trying to punish you with gens.
And we're seeing a lot of progress on multiple gens here. Splitting the pressure is exactly what they need to do, but Scenic potentially going to second stage. We know Claudette and Nancy are over here. Not sure where Steve is. Will he be able to get the rescue on Scenic? Or will Scenic progress to stage 2? And is the progression. Scenic progressing right to stage 2 here. As these guys are just trying to bang out some gens. And still no one over here. Maybe leaving Scenic to die here.
I'm surprised that no one was over there.
We see Claudette on the main building gen here.
And there you go. Someone looks like it saved Scenic. And now you have 2 on that side, maybe 3 survivors. So you see Oni going back over there.
And we do have 3 hooks with only 1 gen completed. Great split pressure, but not the strong start that Cerebral Assassins was hoping for here. But there we do. I didn't even see them. Wow, that was fantastic. I didn't even see Nancy there. And
that was a flick of the wrist.
We do see a gen popping in the distance. I didn't see exactly where it was. It looked like it might have been on main side here. And this gen, it must have been like 99%. But as we see with the orange spark, pop goes the Weasel. The backup to Rune, plan B. Stopping that 3rd gen from popping. It was close.
Yes, it was. Holy smokes. So the crazy thing about it was the fact that he was able to get that down, go and kick it, and there was nobody finished that one.
They did not. Now Asaka using Deliverance. And getting mind gamed at the pallet. Well, Asaka, that was a main building gen popping there. Now will Asaka immediately go back to that gen they were hooked beside, or will they wait out to avoid wasting their DS here, or deactivating their DS, I should say? And Steve going down here with a hook right by. I'm going to assume he's not going to go for basement. He's been kind of playing around basement, but not necessarily using the basement. So I think Dragon is going to keep. Oh, we have another gen about to pop. Oh, it's so close.
Oh,
that
my
was almost
goodness.
a double gen. These survivors
That
are
would have
working
been done.
these gens exactly what they need to do. They're not waiting around. They are getting these gens done. We have to assume that was a borrowed time play by Steve bravely running towards Oni, not caring, no fear in the eyes of Steve.
Absolutely. But now that Steve showed borrowed time, he went back to that, hopefully that gen.
And he did.
Yes, he did.
Spawning right at Oni's feet. All 5 gens. Oh, and what a great fake by Asaka. A fantastic fake. Asaka keeping Oni busy here with no pallets or nothing.
This is insane too, because someone's over. Yep, someone's over there opening that right now.
Oh, great play. I think there are 2 survivors here. I think I heard someone else to the left. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard a second pair of footsteps there. Now, we can't see this door as they are working both doors. Cerebral Assassins came to play.
Yes,
in
it did.
this
Now,
game.
the crazy thing about it though is I would not want Scuba Steve over there though. He's on death hook.
This could be a 3-out 1K here. If those survivors are smart, they'll just leave.
But do you just leave knowing that you need the points?
And Scenic, that is
now
death
it's a
hook
3-out,
for Scenic, so they just need to take their 3 and get out. But as far as I know, they needed the 4 out to bring this series back. Like strong plays though.
Absolutely awesome game by Cerebral Assassins.
They were so efficient with those gens. As we saw, there were multiple gens at multiple times, so high in the progression, like 70+% on these gens. And with Ruin gone like that, it can be very difficult for the killer to bring those gens back when you have survivors that are just that efficient on the gens.
Yeah, that was honestly a great. And here's the thing, though, is the winner of that game was Ruin. Ruin lived like more than 2 or 3 minutes, and that's what. Can you imagine if Dragons didn't have Ruin, those gens would have popped.
Absolutely.
Just like that.
Oh, hello.
I have the score for you.
Perfect.
Score for that match was 38 for Cerebral Assassins, 23 for Sample Text, bringing the total to 108 for Cerebral Assassins and 134 for Sample Text.
108 for Cerebral Assassins versus 138 for Sample Text.
134.
Oh, 134. Excuse me. Thank you.
But they still take the win.
They do take the win. A fantastic series here on Champions of the Fog for Cerebral Assassins versus Sample Text. GG's to all of the survivors. GG's to all of the killers. I called it at the beginning that this was going to be a series, and it was. Fantastic, fantastic, exciting games from all the players today. Cerebral Assassins and Sample Text should both be proud of their performances today.
Absolutely. What some great matches, great play. We couldn't ask for a better series.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. Now, I know we're about 6 minutes behind, and I know they have another series coming up. So, Gannicus, any final words before we wrap up for today?
Fidget, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be with chat with you, to see some awesome killer and survivor gameplay. And really, what a beautiful win by Sample Text.
Well played to everyone. Gannicus, thank you for joining me for my first ever time shoutcasting for Champions of the Fog. Oh, is Gannicus gone?
I'm still here.
Oh, you were just ending your webcam. Okay.
Oh, was I? Good.
Yeah, you closed
That's
it.
weird.
It's like, we could have said goodbye to everyone, but you were just like, I'm out. Games are over. I'm out. It's
My
fine.
webcam's still on my Discord, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, weird. Weird. Anyway, Gannicus.
Anyways.
Where can the gamers find you on twitch.tv?
Absolutely. Gannicus0_0 here on Twitch, Monday through Friday. Good games, Clown Main. Come on, stop by. Have fun.
Guys, go enjoy some time with Gannicus, the best clown main you will ever see, hands down. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching. GG, well played to everyone. As I said, we have another series. I'm assuming going to be starting up as soon as I end stream here. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the games today on Champions of the Fog, and I will see you guys later in the month. Well played to the teams today. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everybody, and have a good day.